Hey guys, it's Mel and welcome back to my reality recap podcast on Married at First Sight Australia Season 8. We're on to episode 9, which is the first commitment ceremony for this season. So all the couples are getting ready to chat with the experts and see how they're all going. So we have a few of them at the start going, oh, we're definitely the strongest couple. Oh, no, we're definitely the strongest couple. So there's a few of them I'm just like, yeah, not really the strongest, but yeah, you go. If that's what you think, go for it. So when they first went into like the warehouse building or whatever it is that they go to talk to the experts, it's daytime, and then after they go back, like when they go back to actually talk to them later, it's nighttime. So that must have been a very long day of filming probably. Anyway, so the first thing the experts do is get the brides and grooms to split up into like little groups of 3 to kind of chat about their thoughts and how they're feeling and everything. When they were in the groups, like Beck was basically ripping into Jake like crazy. Like she kept saying all this stuff that's wrong with him. I'm like, okay, a little bit much. So then we get to the couples all reunited back in the little meeting room, the couch room, and the experts are sitting there on their little couch ready to go. So the first couple that they bring up to speak to is Patrick and Belinda. So, and then straight away, Patrick just starts speaking to Alessandra in Spanish, which was a surprise. Nobody knew he could speak Spanish. And I think Alessandra was very surprised as well. So they were having this little conversation in Spanish, which was very kind of cool. So Patrick and Belinda are adorable as ever. They're feeling very secure and comfortable with each other. They're just basically being super cute. They're just like adorable little cute teddy bears that are like in a relationship together. they're so sweet together. High hopes for those two. I hope they seem to be going along really well for like, this is Belinda's first relationship she's ever been in. And it's good to see that they're keeping their communication really open, which is great. So next they bring up Beth and Russell. They are so different from each other. They feel like they're living in different worlds, and it's very obvious at how different they are. And there's been no physical kind of connection. They're not even sleeping in the same bed. Russell's been sleeping on the couch. That was because he was annoyed about what side of the bed he was sleeping on. So, and he ended up sleeping on the couch and has been since. Hopefully he can get over that. So it came to their decisions, and I was really surprised. Russell wrote leave. So obviously he doesn't, I don't know, he just feels like they're friends. Maybe he doesn't see anything, but Beth wrote stay. So they've got to stay there another week, which is the rules of the game, which I think is kind of weird, because in real life, if someone wants to leave, you should just let them leave. Don't keep them there. Although maybe give it a go first. Anyway, whatever. So they're staying for another week. They're going to try to, Russell's going to jump back into the bed and see how they go there. So, yeah, good luck. And then they brought up Rebecca and Jake. So Rebecca was basically saying like they're not even friends, which really shocked Jake, because he thought, oh, well, we're at least friends. And there's basically no kind of affection between them. She thinks that he's not genuine, and apparently she has said to him that he sucks the life out of her and drains all of her energy, which is like, that would be a really hard thing to hear from someone. You'd feel pretty bad. Like, and I feel bad for Jake because, yeah, like he seems like he's really, really trying, and Rebecca's kind of just not giving him a go at all. And there was a spectacular burn from John. He says, so there's two people on the couch. One of you is warm and empathic, and Rebecca, it's not you. Oh, burn. Oh my gosh. That was nice one, John. So they both wrote stay. So so they're gonna have to try to find some kind of connection between them. And there so Mel was getting Rebecca to kind of repeat a little mantra of, I am in the present and Jake is different. So, and then Jake's like, come on, everybody now. So yeah, hopefully she's not going to keep pigeonholing him as the typical kind of AFL blokey guy who just wants to get into bed, all of that. So yeah, see how they go. So then we bring up Brett and Booker. This was very short and sweet. Basically, they just were like, yep, you guys are doing good. Awesome. That's great. Brett wrote stay, and on his thing, he did the S in stay. He did that old school graffiti S that you do it, that we used to do in the 90s. I used to have it written all over my school books because I thought I was so cool writing that S that way. I just thought that was a funny little thing. And Booker wrote stay as well. So they're both staying another week, which is awesome. So they should. Yeah, very short and sweet for them. Then we move on to Joe and James. Theirs was also really short. There seemed to be nothing to talk about. James wrote stay and Joe wrote stay, and then in brackets, for now. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit, getting, that might have hurt James's feelings a little bit because she didn't seem too convincing that she wanted to stay. But anyway, see how they go. Then we've got Melissa and Bryce, the first of our kind of, the second actually, of our kind of controversial couple issues going on. So they start off saying, everything's like so easy and comfortable. And Melissa says that Bryce makes her feel special. But then we start moving on to all of that issue about her not being his type and all of that, and the problems with the secrets, like Melissa revealing her 12-year friends with benefits with her ex and everything. And Bryce admitted that he is quite judgmental, which is all fine. That's great. But then he puts his foot in it, and he says, "Oh, she's like nearly my type. There's just one feature missing," and the expert's like, "What? What feature is that?" And he goes, "Blue eyes." Melissa has amazing green eyes. Like, I have green eyes too, and green eyes are awesome and special, and like, in my opinion, usually better than blue eyes, because blue eyes are very common. But like, why is he hung up on the color of her eyes? Really? Like, that's just a bit like, I'd kind of lost a lot of my likingness for Bryce in that moment. Because that's just a very superficial thing to kind of be stuck on. Anyway, Bryce wrote stay, Melissa wrote stay, and they continue in the journey. All right, we've got Alana and Jason next. So apparently they're going really great, but Alana wants a little bit more communication, and she's concerned that he's not really serious about being there. Like, does he really want to settle down? And that's something that I'm questioning as well. I don't know if he is ready to give up his party stuff or if he really is over it. So we're going to find out more, hopefully. And apparently they have super strong chemistry in the bedroom. Alana is loving it. She was really bragging about his performance in the bedroom, on how he always makes sure that she gets her share of the fun times. He's apparently very generous in bed. And Alana thinks he's very trustworthy as well. So, but mostly just like really good in bed is probably like her thing that she's really happy about. And it was funny. And John was just like, nice work to Jason, which is like, oh yeah, it's like a verbal high five basically. They both wrote stay, obviously, so they're hanging around. We go with Cameron and Samantha. And it's still the same thing going on again about the same issues over and over. And John, of course, he brings it up. He goes, so what was the fight over again? Like, John, you sat down and had a talk with them. You know what that fight was about. You just want to bring it up again because you just want more of the conversation. The producers probably said, you need to bring up that fight that they had. So they have this long conversation about that same problem again and back and forth. And then it comes to the decision. And I was shocked. Samantha wrote leave. So she basically feels like she can't really try anymore. She wants to go home to her boys. So she wrote leave. I was like, whoa, I thought she was going to write stay. So that really threw me. And then Cameron wrote stay. That threw me as well. I thought it was going to be the opposite. So obviously with the rules, they both have to stay another week. And it sounds like Cameron is really going to make an effort. He said he'll move back in with her. So hopefully they will try to work on this relationship and get it better again. And they had a little hug and everything. So, we'll see how that unfolds in the next week. Let's move on to Coco and Sam. Issues all round. Sam was like, oh yeah, she feels rejected. And Coco's like, no, I don't feel rejected. I feel disrespected. That's a different thing. Exactly. It is a different thing. So basically, Sam's been just putting Coco down this whole week, just continuously bringing up what he sees as flaws in her. And Mel got straight into Sam. Like, she got stuck into him. And she's like, why are you saying these things and all that? And Bryce jumped in as well. He had to add his 2 cents into it. And Alessandra said something that was, I thought, is a brilliant thing that everybody needs to remember is honesty doesn't have to be cruel. And I was like, yes, Alessandra, that is perfect. You can be honest with someone, but you don't have to be cruel. And I'm like, yes, that's what Sam has been doing. He's been saying he's being honest with her, but he's kind of using honesty to disguise his cruelty to her. He's saying, I'm just being honest. Like, that's like, you can't say something to someone that has hurt their feelings so badly and continue to do that and say, oh, but I'm just being honest. It's like, no, there's ways that you can say things without hurting someone so badly and tearing them down. Like, just say it in a nice way, please. And then, so they came to their decision. Coco wrote leave. Sam wrote stay. So, and then Sam was annoyed because he's like, well, if I'd have known you were going to write leave, I would have wrote leave. Actually, no, sorry. He said his specific words were, I would not have writ stay. Okay, as someone who, me personally, I thoroughly enjoy the English language being spoken correctly. That sentence made me feel icky. I'm sorry. Yes. The correct way to say that was I would not have written or I would not have wrote stay. So writ is not a word, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, please correct me because I want to know the correct words. But I'm going to move on from that because I don't want to be cruel. I'm just offering the correct termage. So I think I just made up a word, but anyway, I'm just offering the correct way of saying something, offering some advice on speaking correctly so people can take you seriously. Moving on, thank you. After that, Sam walks out. He's all annoyed. He's just off in the hallway, that weird little bit. And then he reckons he's been kind and nice to Coco. She feels differently about that, though. So, yeah. While he's out there, Coco's sitting on the couch in front of the experts, starting to cry. And Beth was so lovely. She went up and gave Coco a big hug because she didn't want to see her sitting there all alone, upset. So I thought that was really sweet of her to do that. Then Sam walks back in, sits down, and then they're like, basically, okay, all right, we'll move on and, see how you go this week. Coco is, she's not looking forward to this week, but she's said that she's going to just be the best person she can be. Although based on the preview of the next episode, I feel like I'm going to be very disappointed with Coco's actions. So we're going to see how that unfolds. Anyway, so that was the first commitment ceremony from season 8. Thanks guys so much for listening, and please do make sure you follow me on Twitter, just add Mel, and subscribe and follow so you can keep up to date with my podcasts, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.